we've all had the issue of making a purchase that ends up being a mechanical nightmare. This is no different. Let's start from the beginning. A few months ago, I started a new job where I had to commute approximately 50 miles from my house to work. At the time, I was driving my Chevy Tahoe, which we all know, the V8, consumes a lot of gas. So I did the math. I realized I was spending approximately $800 a month on gas. For me, that seems quite a bit ridiculous for just driving to my job. So I decided to post my Tahoe for sale because I wanted to switch to a different car, which seemed like a good idea at the time. While scrolling through Facebook, I actually ended up finding a car that I could use as a beater car. I used the Tahoe to tow it. The Tahoe saved its own life by allowing me to go get this car. Fantastic, right? Boy, was I sadly mistaken. On my way to actually get my tires changed for the first time, I jacked the car up, and it was the first time I saw some serious rust underneath the trunk. At this point, I'm realizing I made a pretty big mistake. This is gonna be a bad time. But in my mind, I'm like, I already bought this car. I don't want to get rid of the Tahoe because it has a nice space and towing capability for future cars. So, I decided I'm gonna have to make this work. At this point, you might be thinking, it would have been better to just buy a car that's way better in the first place. And you're exactly right. However, I decided to parlay this mistake into something of a learning lesson on a grander scale. This would be the first project car that I would work on with my dad, that I can remember anyways. For anyone that follows me on Instagram or has seen my past series on my RX-7, you'd know that I'm very into cars, and I attribute that passion to my father. From the vague memories I had of him as a kid, I remember my first toys being slot cars. For some reason, the slot cars stood out to me more than anything. As I got older, slot cars turned into remote control cars, helping my father work on his car or truck. My mom eventually moved to the United States and brought me with her, and I wasn't able to see my dad on a regular basis until just a year ago. After 2 years of filing all the paperwork to get my father's citizenship, I was able to do it. Now that I have his 40+ years of mechanical experience and knowledge to use, I couldn't resist the urge and an opportunity to soak up all the knowledge I can from him, because your parents aren't going to be around forever. First, I had to remove the entire interior and see how bad the damage was. Then we had to source the replacement trunk, which we just head to the junkyard and start cutting. At this point, I could not see the light at the end of the road, but I trusted that my dad knew exactly what he was doing. So I followed his instructions and started cleaning up all the spot welds so we can have access to drill it out and remove the old trunk without damaging the car.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Yep.
Over the span of a month, we worked every weekend to make this gas-sipping slothmobile nice again. Finally, we removed the trunk, and now we can start test fitting the new replacement. Here we have the new trunk that's going in. We're about to start tacking everything in. Basically, all of this stuff is painted, and whatever we're gonna tack in, we're gonna take the drill and grind it off a little bit before we go ahead and tack it on. And then we can tack everything in, start tacking everything in, just like how they did in the factory. As you can see, there's spot welds throughout each side. So we're just gonna keep alternating across right now, and then, we should have this completed in the car soon.
So we are now in the process of welding in this section right here. We figure out and arrange this sort of reinforcement thing so that we can press this down. This bit can be seated properly on the lower section, this lower section right here. We're gonna take it step by step. We will show the job when it is finished.
Hopefully this is in focus because I don't have an autofocus camera. This is the final trunk. What do you think, Pops?
Looking good.
Looking good?
Yeah.
So let's slide this back and then we can take a closer look at everything inside of here. Obviously I've put the seats back in, I've put the side plastics back in. You can see we got a new carpet type of thing in the back as well. If we lift this up, got a new spare tire, as well as you can see all of the little wells, the brand new trunk that we were able to fix. Yeah, we got all new side panel plastic.
There's a little
Also,
trims.
here you can see I got some new tail lights as well, straight from Japan. What do you think of those?
Looking beautiful. And we changed the trunk as well.
Oh yeah, we changed the trunk. Got some new badges on there. Take a look at the inside.
Side look good.
Cleaned out the seats.
Beautiful.
Looking pretty nice in here. Looking better, much better, like all one piece. All that's left to do is make this car one color and then do all the necessary changes I would love to do to make this car a nice daily driver. Working on this car with my father, we have grown closer and closer than we've ever been for the past 15 years. Missing the past 15 years, we have not been able to bond on a passion we share. And it's something you couldn't put a price tag on. And now that I've learned how to do welding and a whole bunch of other types of maintenance, I'll be able to apply that to future projects and future videos. See you in the next one.